So this is my meeting on Sunday the 29th of October 2017 with Chit, Myint,
Yes.
who is a mining engineer.
Yes.
And maybe if we start at the beginning of, you're born in 1930?
1930, yes.
What's the exact, do you know the month and day? Or
Not
just
October 10th.
October 10th.
Yes.
So where were you born?
I was born in Baldwin, mining area. They're run by the British colony, yes.
Why were you born there?
Because my father was a subcontract for the labor of the mines.
And what was life like living in Baldwin mines in those years?
At that time, let's put it so far so good. Our life is, we can run a normal life like that. Actually is number two. Number two is, let's say the boy side is number two.
Right.
Including my elder sister, I was number three.
And were both your parents Burmese, or you Shan, or?
My mother is Shan, my father is half Chinese.
Right.
Yes.
And what's the story of them? Do you know the story, their story?
You see, my father was previous a subcontractor in the Baldwin mine. My mother was a trader selling rice. And then they got married, and then with my father and mother's income, they can stay, let's say, quite well. And then my mother started a shop which is like a department store. Then my father brought in his nephew to run the shop. So when we were a little grown up, we went to the English convent school.
In Baldwin?
Baldwin, yes. Yeah, the Catholic, run by the Catholics.
Did they give you a nickname?
Paul.
Paul.
Yes, Paul. Paul. Since my father is half Chinese, I have Chinese. We call this Paul Wang. The surname is Wang.
Wang.
Wang, W-O-N-G.
Okay.
Yeah. That was my Catholic school's name. So I studied there up to third standard. And then when the Japanese ran over Burma, we retreated to the border of China.
Do you remember the name of the village or where you went, or did you go to Yunnan?
Yunnan, we went to, that was called Kingma, border town of China, which belonged to China. And then when the Second World War completed, my mother came out first, and then I followed.
With your brothers and sisters?
They stayed behind, and later they came over. Only my brothers came out. The rest stayed behind in China, and then they got married.
Oh, and they never came back?
Oh yes, I came back again and studied, and studied in the convent school again, which is in Lashu. Lashu, yes.
And did not go back to Baldwin?
No.
Baldwin was
Baldwin, not Baldwin. Baldwin we call the village of Panghai. Shanghai is, of course, we have a house, we have some business. My mother first opened a tea shop that wasn't successful, and then she changed again to trading from China.
In Lashio.
In Lashio, yes.
And can you remember life as a child there? Because 1945, so you were already 14 or 15.
When I came back, it's 1947.
17 years old.
Yes, 17 years old. And then I started. Then I went to the convent school. Convent school is not. Previous convent was our guardian's convent. And then in Lashio, I forgot the name, but the Mother Superior is the same as the previous. And my mother knew her very well, so she accepted me again as third standard. And then I studied there. I got 3 jump promotion. From third standard, I passed through. Because my basic education, I studied in China, so up to the high school.
During the war, you went to school in China?
In China, yes.
So does that mean you could speak Chinese as well as English?
Chinese, yes, Chinese as well as English. But my Chinese, since now I don't have much contact, so I can understand, but I can't speak well anymore.
But when you were a child, did you speak Chinese with your, with which parent? Your father was Chinese?
He was Chinese, yes.
So did you speak?
We spoke Chinese in our home.
And to your mother, what did
Mother, we partly Chinese, partly Shan.
And English only at school?
Yes, Chinese school, yes.
Was it was there plenty of food and plenty of, was it an easy existence as a child when you were there? Before the war?
Before the war, we stayed at home, so actually our parents is not very well, but well enough to own a car. So that we daily travel from home to school bar and then return.
That would be unusual in 1930.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, yes.
So, and is that because your father's position was a senior position at Baldwin, or was it your mother was a good trader?
My mother's a good trader, let's put it that way. Because she opened a department store. We have double-story building. So, the ground floor is being occupied by the department store. And then during before the World War, my mother and then my cousin, they run the shop. So they was quite wealthy. And then we owned also. They were also the agent of BPI.
What's that?
BPI is. We have the BOC as a oil company, and then
Burma Oil Company.
And then the BPI is another oil company. So at the time we have the BOC as well, and then my mother set up an agent
for
selling petrol. Yes.
Oil and petrol.
Petrol, yes.
Okay. And when you left to go to China because the Japanese came, did you manage to get back your building, your house and things when you returned, or did you lose it?
Yes, because luckily our house was occupied by the Japanese, and then they ran it, so it hasn't been destroyed.
But you didn't go back to that village. You went back to Lashio.
I went back occasionally, yes.
Okay.
Because I was studying in Lashio.
Oh.
So only during the summer holiday I went back.
Oh, the family went back to the original village, your parents.
Yes.
But the children if you were a senior, you could only do primary school in the local area, or what age standard did you have to go study in Lashio?
Study in Lashio, the very first time we came back, I was put in the restaurant. My mother knew the restaurant owner very well, so I was staying there, living there to go to school.
By yourself or with other family members?
No, only alone. That was the age of, let's put it, 17.
And was that difficult or was it easy? How was it?
Anyway, I'm used to it. I was used to it. So I just went to school, and then from there I studied up to 8th standard, and then because the school was only up to the middle school, we call it 8th standard, I was transferred to the Carmen High School. Luckily, Carmen High School was run. The principal was let's see, not he's a Burmese, but this is let's put it half caste. So he encouraged me to sit for the 10th standard. I went there to the common schools for 9th standard. But since my age is too old, so he encouraged me to stand for the 10th standard.
And were those exams in English or in Shan, or the exams you took? What language?
Exam took as Burmese. But that time Burmese, although that time the Burmese we can take any language in English as well. So this is my advantage to me. When I sat for the 10th standard, there are other subjects like mathematics, history, geography, that all where I just sit for the English, except the Burmese language, Burmese literature, let's put it that way.
So you already had that because of your Christian, the Catholic primary school?
Yes, the
Right.
foundation.
As
well as in China as well. China, because although I was taught in Chinese, my foundation is for the chemistry, physics, and then mathematics. It's the same like what we are taught in Burma as well.
So I think the last question around living in the Chinese border town, was it like there was no war? Did you know there was a war on? Could you tell anything?
We knew there's a war because the Chinese soldiers, the Chinese soldiers when they were shot and then they brought them back.
Oh, you would see people who'd been killed, soldiers who'd been killed.
Not actually being killed, but
Wounded.
We will call they were what do you say?
Wounded?
No, they were not. They came to Burma to fight with the English and to fight the Japanese with the English. So they are wounded. The
Right.
wounded returned through our village.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the only sign that there was a war on.
But there's another war.
Right. So when you finished 10th standard, was it? What happened then?
Then I came to Yangon and then studied in the college.
What did you study?
I studied as engineering.
Did you choose engineering?
Yes.
Why?
Why? Because my mother wanted me to. Because she saw that the engineers in Poland is well off. The life is good. So she asked me, actually I want to study medicine, but she insisted me for engineering, so I took the engineering.
And what about your other brothers and sisters? What did they do?
My brother, they came back to Burma too late. Just before I graduated from the engineering school.
So what did they do?
They expired already.
Oh,
They all did.
but did they stay in Lashio or stay in
They
the
stay in the Konlo, the place that mother usually did the trading.
So you're the only child that went on to university from the 6 children.
Yes.
Was that because you were the eldest boy? Is that right?
No, I was the third.
Third child or third
child,
boy?
Yes.
Third child.
The second boy.
Second boy. So it went girl, boy, boy.
Yes.
Yeah. And your elder brother did not.
No.
So all of them just work for the government or?
No, they just run the. My elder brother just ran the tank. My mother brought him a car, so he's running the taxi
In the area.
in let's in Banghai,
Right.
Nam2, let's put it in.
Number 2. And your other siblings all stayed in the area up there and married, and
Yes,
you're the only one that came to Yangon.
yes, me. So,
And what was Yangon like? What year did you come to Yangon? Roughly.
that was roughly 1952.
And what was it like coming here as a young boy from the villages?
Of course, I have a cousin brother here. The one I told you that he's working together with my mother.
In trading, yeah.
Trader.
So you stayed with him?
No, I just went to the border straight away. But anyway, I have to work Saturday, Sunday for him.
Trading.
Trading actually is, although he didn't know English, only Chinese, not Burmese, but what he runs business is import business. He got a clerk with him, is a Indian. Usually the Indian he paid. Actually, he hired as a clerk. My brother is very, very, what do you say? I can't find a word.
This is your cousin's brother.
Cousin brother, first cousin brother.
Yeah.
He's very clever. He asked, as soon as I arrived at Rangoon, he asked me to teach, to learn typing and running business. Business. As soon as I could write a conversation or writing business letter and all, then he just used me instead of the Indian.
Use you for administration.
Yes. But he's clever. He didn't have any education at all in Chinese. But anyway, he's very clever in mind. So he's running import business. The only one advantage for him is that he knew the manager of the bank, so he could loan the money anytime.
And you didn't stay with him. You just worked with him on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, Sunday.
To get some pocket money.
Yes. 2 chats per day.
Was that a tiny amount or was that a decent amount at that time?
No, actually, my mother wasn't very well out. The very first year, she supported me with 1,080 jets.
1 year.
1 year. And then the rest is just work with my brother and got for the tuition fees and all he paid it out. I choose mining because mining has scholarship, government scholarship, which is quite sufficient for the school, for the college tuition as well as pocket money as well.
And so, but you studied just general engineering first, and then
yes, the first 2 years we call intermediate college, which the subjects were mathematics, physics, chemistry, and English, plus Burmese. When I finished the science 2 intermediate, and then we were allowed to join the engineering.
Where was that at?
That's the same place. The same place. When I joined the engineering, the first year is general, and the second, third, fourth is special for mining.
And that was on a government scholarship.
Scholarship.
And then what happened?
I mean, we have a corporation run by the government. That government gives us scholarship. So as soon as we passed, we graduated. They just took us and then to go to Myint for to work
You
there.
got sent to. You got a job at a mine.
Yeah, straight away we got a job.
Where did you go?
I went to Mergui district. The mine is located in Yatanabo.
What sort of mine was it?
Tin tungsten mine, which is close to Thailand border.
The Thai border.
Thai border,
Okay.
which is about only 4 miles away.
And what was life like there? This is what, 1950 something, or?
Life actually, it's mining life is only in the jungle, so there isn't much except work.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, as a mining engineer, I chose the profession, so I have to stay.
No regrets.
No regret at all.
Right. And what would that have been in the? Let's see. You came back in 50. When would you?
58.
58.
Yes.
And then 4 years, so that's 62. You started working, or did you start with 58? Yeah, 58. You started
58,
working.
yes.
So, who was the mine owned by?
Owned by the government corporation.
It was a government mine. So when 1962 came, there was no change for you.
No change. Our job is the same, run by the same corporation. Although more the armed force took over the government, but our corporation didn't change at all. Ông gặp bệnh thật là ấy được.
အဲ့ဒါပင်းလာတာ
ဟမ်ဘယ်လဲ
ပဲပင်းနဲ့အဲ့လိုခိုင်လာတာ
Oh, it's from outside.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just have to. It's okay. So there was no real change for
There's
you.
no change in our business, let's put it that way.
And how long did you stay there?
I stayed there up to 1962 and then being transferred to Mochi mine in Shan State, in Kaya State, let's put it.
And were they in insurgent areas or were they in
Yatnabon is not in insurgent area, but Mochi, yes.
That's the first one or
The second one.
And so what was life like there?
Of course, we have to be very careful about the insurgents. We can't move around so easily. And then when we wanted to go back to Loigo, you had to have a squad, army squad.
Did you have any experiences with the insurgents during that time?
No, because at that time the insurgents surrendered. So I was lucky, let's put it that way. And then from there, I was rewarded with a West Germany scholarship. So I went to West Germany for 2 years.
What year would that have been? About?
Pardon?
Would that have been about 64 or something like that?
64. After 64, I came back from Mochi. Not that I came back. Actually, I was given a foreign scholarship, so I just came back and then went to West Germany.
Did you apply for the scholarship, or they just gave you a scholarship? Did you apply?
No, I didn't apply because that's the G2G, garment to garment scholarship.
And were you happy to get the scholarship?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah?
At least I have the chance to see the mines in West as well.
And what was it like in West Germany at that time?
At that time, the life is normal, but I think the East Berlin still exists at that time.
But your scholarship was from West Germany, right?
West Germany, correct, yeah.
And was part of the scholarship that you got experience in different mines?
Usually, I had the difficulty of finding the mine. In the garment, couldn't find the mine. I had to go to the engineering college for 6 months. They just the labor department, just put me in the college before they got any mines to accept me, because the mines didn't like to accept foreign, because if they accept the foreign engineering, they have to attach one engineering to us to see our welfare as well as technical as well.
So it was expensive for them?
No, I tried my best, and then what I tried to find out, previously we had a consultant from West Germany, so I found out his name, and then I just talked to him on telephone, and then he found me the college, the mine that I wanted to have the training.
And then you went to a mine after 6 months?
I went to mine for 1 year in a lead zinc mine, and then another year for the quarry. Actually, it's not quarry, the limestone mine. Limestone mine is for the cement factory.
And was it interesting? Did you learn anything?
Oh yeah, I learned a lot.
And so you came back in 64, 65?
67, I think, 68 years. Because I was put in the college for 6 months, so I tried to apply again for that 6 months. So I stayed in West Germany. Instead of 2 years, I stayed 2.5 years. I tried to apply for to get me the reason that I was given the training period, not the study period. So German government agreed to it, and then I got also the permission from corporation as well.
Did you find time to get married?
Only when I came back, I don't like, because I can't. I believe myself that I can't. Let's put it that way. That because the culture is not the same. So if you want to take another wife as a German as well, she would not. I would say she was not used to our Eastern culture. That let's put it to honor our parents. You know?
Okay. Honor your parents.
The culture is different.
Right.
It's different, you know.
So when you came back, did you get married?
I came back after 1 year that I got married.
And did you choose your wife, or did your parents, your mother choose, or father?
I chose myself.
You chose.
Actually, I didn't. I chose myself. Although I have the condition of myself, I didn't have time to choose it. See, I said I wanted to marry a doctor, medicine. Yeah? So my friend found out one for me.
And you married, she's a medical doctor?
Yes.
And is she still with us, or your wife is still with us?
My wife passed away, so I think I forgot the years. 5 years ago.
Okay. Okay. So
But she didn't stay with me. I was alone in the mine.
which mine did you go to?
Hmm?
You went to a mine when you came back.
When I came back, I was transferred to Hainda mine, to White Township.
And what mine is that?
Well, it's the same thing, tin tungsten, because the tin tungsten belt is in the south.
Right. And how long were you at that mine?
That mine, I forgot it. Later, I think it's about 2 or 3 years. And then we had another project coming up with the UN. I was assigned as a deputy director for the project.
Yeah, because you would have been getting quite senior then with the experience
Yes.
you had.
Yes, yes. And later I was from a tin mine again. Later I was promoted to the district.
To district, to director?
So Tenindai, actually Tenindai district, yes.
Right. And that was a tin and tungsten?
Because you have to oversee all the tin mines.
Oh,
Yes.
when would that have been roughly? Is that the 70s or?
That's about 1980, roughly around 1985, something like that. Even when I was division engineer there, I was put in charge of the diamond mine. Diamond mine, yes.
Where was the diamond mine?
Diamond mine is in South Down Mercury district. We call Taindo.
Are there many diamond mines in Myanmar?
No, that's only one. But we found diamond quite a few places, but not so rich as the mine.
And does that mine continue to until today?
The mine continued as my diamond is exhausted. It's not the source of the diamond. It's been transferred to that area. We have the chance of finding the original ground of the diamond.
So even though you were at the mine and your wife was here, presumably you had children?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
two children. One is my boy is Singapore.
Oh,
He's working there. My daughter is with me.
here.
This business is run by my daughter.
So she's got your mother's trading instincts.
Yes.
What does your son do in Singapore?
Singapore as an engineer.
Not a mining engineer.
No. Singapore doesn't have any mines in
No.
town. He's with a high tech or something like that.
Oh, high tech is Malaysian.
I think it's not Malaysia, it's US.
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 And have you got any? You continued in down south in the mines. What, until you retired, or did you move from the diamond mine to another mine, or?
No, I was down south as a division in charge of the whole division.
Right.
In Washington, I was assigned, especially for the diamond mine. I had to go there and sit and then run the mine for 1 year at least.
And so, what was the next stage in your career?
Next career is I came back as a division engineer and took charge of all the mines in that division.
Wow, that was a big job.
Yes.
And you did that for a number of years?
Yes, till I retired.
When did you retire?
That was 1991.
So 40, no, you're born 1930, so 91, you're 61. Yeah.
Yes, 61,
Yeah.
yeah.
And since then, what have you done? You've worked as a consultant in mining?
Actually, at that time, as I think the government started open policy for trade for the business. So I have a friend in America, and then he introduced all the people there. He introduced me to that those who wish to run mining. So they introduced me. I just took the job as his assistant.
But not full time?
Not full time, part time.
Part time. And did you continue with that till?
I continued as long as I think it's about 3 years.
Okay. And then how? But even now you advise Ulatan.
Ulatan was introduced my colleague. My colleague is brother-in-law of General Myint.
Oh, sorry.
With that relationship that he introduced me, so I got in contact with Ulatan.
So what's your relation to Myint? It's your friend is related to Myint.
My friend, his brother-in-law. What is it? His sister was married to Myint.
So
Well, because previously we have a relationship with him. I got the agent for Atlas Copco. That time I wasn't retired yet, so I just handed over to him. So he ran as in my position. He ran as the agent of the Atlas Copco drilling machine
that's a big company.
company.
But then the sanctions
You know,
came.
when I retired, he was quite, how do I would say that he was, my friend was quite, what do you say, reasonable. And then he found a job in Singapore, and then he handed over that agent to me.
Handed it back to you.
To me, yes.
And have you kept that? Are you still because Atlas Copco is a very big company.
Yeah. But that time we didn't have much business. Our government didn't buy any machinery, so and then later they closed the agent.
Yeah, the sanctions came too, didn't
They transferred the agent to West German firm. I forgot the name.
Oh, for here as well.
Yes.
So looking back, do you have any particular stories of your life that you'd like to say?
Well, for one thing, when I think of regarding mining engineering subject, I think we will put it that way. Our mindset, it belongs to the person. The mindset is not very, I will put it, not very helpful to the mine engineer. The mine engineer that produced later, they weren't very interested in mining technology. They were only interested in getting money, which I don't very much like it, let's put it that way. So actually mining, we called our own business mining like Gokudan, myself and all. We were very much attached to mining business. We just tried to run it, how to collect it, how to save it, let's put it that way. But the later period of the mining industry, they are not very interested in the technology. They are interested only getting money and all. So.
Yeah, because it hasn't really gone ahead, the mining industry. It's very, for me, looking at it, it's very sad.
Yeah, it's too bad for the mining business.
Because so much could be done.
I don't know about it. It's very difficult. For example, Ulatan asked me to try to find out, look for the mining engineer to run the mine. I couldn't find anyone that had the same ideas.
Yeah, certainly not experience.
Don't talk about experience. Let's put it interest. They are not interested in the technology. If you interested in the technology, you run it and you get the production out, and of course the mine owner will reward you easily. They don't have the idea.
And do you see any change in the future? Can you see change coming, or do you?
I doubt it very much.
So were there any particular stories during your long mining engineering career about any of these mines that people far in the future might be interested in hearing, like a particular story about the diamond mine or about some of the
Actually, I think let's talk about the diamond. We hadn't had, even the geologists couldn't find the source as yet. Those diamond we found in the mine, together with the 10,000 they are all float. They just float from the other side.
So the source has not yet been found.
Not yet been found.
Do you think it would be a big source?
That is very hard to think about it. So far, to my knowledge, when I was in charge of this Dingdong mine, At least I found 5 carat, the biggest one. 5 carat, actually.
Decent size.
Yes.
Would they be an industrial diamond? Is that what it would have been?
There could be industrial mining, but it's not very much. Not many of them.
Not enough, yeah. And what about the tin, Myanmar's tin industry? Do you see that?
Myanmar tin is that they are not running. Even the foreign company, they are running well. They just try to get as much as possible and just close it. They don't run the mine. Just talking about tin tungsten. Especially our own people. They just try to get out as much as possible, and then what they left behind is, you see, the waste. The waste still contains about 0.2 to 0.3 kilogram per cubic meter, which is quite rich.
But what do they do with that? Just throw it away?
Just throw it away, leave it behind. But if you leave, except the Myint mine. Myint mine is run by the Thai people. They try to collect all the tin as much as possible. The rest they just try to get the coarse one. The fine ones also run away.
Would your tin industry ever have been as big as Malaysia's tin industry? Malaysia had a big tin industry.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Indonesia has some at Bangka, I think.
Yes.
Was Myanmar's tin industry large, or was it always small?
Actually, it could be large, but not comparable to Malaysia or Indonesia.
But in your opinion, do you think you've got enough tin here to be a major producer?
Major producer, we can't call him. At least we can produce quite a lot of tin now. Even now, those left behind could be remined. Let's put it, mine again. If you try to use machinery. Actually, it's a great loss to our country. You see.
That nothing is being produced.
Yes.
Not enough. Which mineral do you think has the most prospect?
What?
Which mineral do you think has the most prospect from your long experience?
Mineral. If you leave gemstone away, actually mining we have only, I think, to my knowledge, although it's already, let's put it, partially mined, I think tin tungsten still can be a large one as well. If you try to improve the method of recovering. And then the method of recovery is not very hard, except you have to use machinery. The investment may be a little high, but the recovery would be the.
And did the Myanmar government always do responsible mining, like not using cyanide? Did you when you're doing gold and things?
Cyanide for gold. Cyanide, actually you can't. If you're not using cyanide, you can't recover all the gold, even in America itself.
And Australia.
I don't know about Australia.
Same. But I think we have methods or technology so it doesn't escape. But I mean, during your time, was the Myanmar government concerned about environment and things like that, or was it
For only one thing, they are very, let's put it, regarding environmental mining, although they are very much afraid of it, but they still carry out unheard. This is too bad.
And you could not stop that when you were a district handling all the mines?
In our district, we don't have any. We don't use cyanidation. And the only thing is what we lost is tin. It doesn't actually environmentally, it doesn't hurt people because all the tin is not in the populated area. It's in the jungle.
Right.
Only in the jungle that when we stop mining, and then those workers, they remain behind and and then they set up the village and they try to plant, do planting business like coconut and all this.
And just thinking, one thing we didn't talk about, when your father came back after the war, your mother went back into trading. He did not go back to Baldwin Mine.
My father didn't come back.
Oh, he stayed there.
Yeah.
Okay, he stayed there with the other children.
Yes.
So it's just you and your
You
mother.
know, the main thing is that the companies run over the country. The country, my father was, let's say, partially a rich owner. So he's been tried all the business and all.
No, I don't understand.
No, you see, my father back in China, let's say the border town,
Yes.
he tried to got all the money before he married my mother back to China. What he got money that he brought back to China and bought all the land. He's been put in the category of my landowner. So when the government run over the country, he's been tried as landowner.
Oh,
So he couldn't come out anymore.
So he sent to re-education camp or something like that.
Yes.
So you never saw your father after you came back to
No
Lascia?
more.
Never saw him again.
No more.
Or many of your brothers or sisters.
Brothers, I tried to keep it just before. After I retired, I went back.
You went up to Lascia or went up to China? Up to
Went
China.
out to Chinatown, yes.
And you hadn't seen them for what, 30 or 40 years?
Yes.
How many of them are still around?
My brothers no more, except my brothers, my sister's children is still alive. They run their own business.
All the sisters?
Sister.
But there were 6 of you, right?
Six, actually not 6. We have 5.
5.
5 years.
5 children, 2 parents.
Yes. And then the other expired.
So your dad presumably did the Chinese thing of having a concubine and probably then had another family in China.
No.
No. So he just stayed there and was a rich businessman.
No, he didn't have. Actually, he didn't have time because when the Second World War stopped,
Yeah.
and companies come in.
Yeah.
So there's no difference in time, not much time.
But you think he was sent to re-education because he was a landowner?
Yes, he has to send for re-education.
Fascinating, isn't it? You know what happens to families.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've done well.
Huh?
You've done very well. You know,
not actually working.
87, still healthy.
I still have to struggle. You know.
No, you walked up these stairs very well.
That's my wife run the business itself, and then my daughter took over. You know. Actually, I was in the mine all the time. You know.
How often did you come home?
When I got the holiday,
What,
1 month or 1 year.
so for 11 months a year, you were away
Yes. In the mine.
for 30 years.
No, actually, my wife sometimes came over to me. That's all.
But she stayed here and ran business.
No, she was in the government business, being a doctor. You know.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, yes. Can you think of anything else that you'd like to say?
It's not much about except the mining business. We still, I think it's better to have a good training or education for the mining students. You know. But I've told you that the mindset is not correct. Let's put it. They should concentrate on the technical side instead of money side. Let's put it that way.
And that hasn't changed in all the years.
Not much.
Even during the Myint period, it was still money was involved.
Myint period, let's say with our own mining engineer, it's different. Mindset is different. See?
You mean with private sector money?
Pardon?
Private sector money is different
Yes.
to government, yeah.
I would use yes.
Well, I think you've talked a lot about your life and I think very helpful. So thank you very much.